And we are live. We're about to go, sucker. We're about to go, sucker. Stop. Oh my God, what is up, you guys? It's your boy Ben Goosen. We have a good week planned, and I got to tell you something. Last week, if you listened to the show, guess what I was doing? I was riding solo. Last week. I hope you enjoyed the show. It was another solo gig. You've seen Sage the Mark and I go solo. No guest. That's how we do it because we don't need guests. That's the thing. We don't need guests. We can do our thing by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So last week I went solo and I got a little surprise for y'all. This week, guess what I'm doing? Again, I'm going solo. My boy Sage the Mark decided, you know what, Ben Goosen, I'm going to have to let you roll with it this week because I'm going to run my panty on the canistine. He couldn't hang. So Sage the Mark went rogue. I don't know where he is. I don't know where Nia Jax is. I don't know where Neville is. I don't know where any of them are. Yo, somebody tweet out, where is Sage the Mark? Where is Neville? Where is Nia Jax? Nia Jax ain't on the card this weekend. Neville's not on the card this weekend. If I did a TLC review, which I'm going to get into later, Sage the Mark wouldn't be here, would he? Am I having to roll by myself again? Maybe I am, maybe I ain't. Maybe I'm trolling y'all, maybe I'm not. There's a lot of stuff going down in the world right now. Tons of stuff going on right now. So this week, I'm going to go ahead and get into my review. Unless I get rudely interrupted, of course. I'm going to go ahead and get into this.
Into crap. Let me speak on this, son. You come over when you take advantage while your boy is out promoting our brand in New York City, going into JD's territory, trying to promote, get you the fans, and you got the audacity to trash your boy when he's not there, and then trash that pay-per-view, which was solid from top to bottom. Oh no, son, your boy is here. Sage the Mark is here. What's up?
Yo, last week we had the highest rated show. Highest rated. If you're going to listen to Sage, that's fake news. We had the highest rated shows. People were watching from all over the world. People found out, and I kind of confessed it last week, being half Indian, a little bit black, a little bit white, probably actually more Indian than black than the rest. People were hitting me up from India. They said, you are Ben Goosen, the modern day Maharaja of the podcast world. When will you come and visit me? I said, no time soon, politely. People in India, people in Africa, they hit me up. People in America, they hit me up. They all hit me up last week. It was the highest rated show of all time without Sage the Mark. I'm just kidding. Hey, did you hear me?
What?
Did you hear me? You look good, by the way. It's good to see you back. Did you hear me?
Good to see this beard back.
Did you hear me rag on you last week about that fade you got?
You know I did, son. You know I did. You know what? It was a social experiment. I checked it off my bucket list. That's all it was, man. And just like your boy said, my hair, because I'm German, your boy's hair grows super fast. And I'm back a week later with a full head of hair because that's what I do. That's what I roll.
For the record, if y'all didn't get to catch the show last week I said, Sage and Mark, if ever you've seen this dude in person, he's got a fro like no other and a thick beard. He had to get a haircut. He got a little fade. He shaved the beard, trying to look all smooth, trying to get the fresh fade, the fresh cut. And I told him that fresh fade looks like you spilt a can of oil on your head and you tried to clean it up, but didn't do a very good job. Speaking of fresh fades, I got to tell y'all a quick story to start the show. Real quick story. Maybe not that quick. I don't know. I went to get a fade last Friday. San Antonio, Texas. That's where we are. If you're in San Antonio, hit us up. Hit us up on Twitter, social media, YouTube. We're not hard to find. I went to get a fresh fade, and I got a little story to tell you, Sage and Mark, while you were out of town doing some promo work. So I go to get a fresh fade. I'm talking to my barber. He's telling me some stories. Then I leave, and lo and behold, after I get a fresh cut, and my hair's looking extra nappy. It's looking nappy because I'm mixed. It doesn't look great. I don't know what to do with it. Some days I do, some days I don't. I leave. I got the beard trimmed up. And somebody says to me, "Hey, man, you know me?" I look at him, and my mind's running. My mind's running. I said, "Man," and I almost said Larry. He's a friend of mine who went to Marshall High School, which is across the street from where I get my haircut from. And I said, "It's not ringing a bell. I'm thinking young." And he says, "Yo, my name is Mel Johnson. Silky Mel Johnson. I did not know you were in San Antonio. It made my day. I just got to give shout outs to our routine listener before we get into the mix of this week, the grind of this week, SmackDown, Raw, TLC predictions. I have to give the ultimate shout out to Mel Johnson, Silky Mel Johnson, who listens each and every week, who was getting a fresh fade. We took a pic. We posted it on our Instagram. Hopefully, and I need to tag House of Barbers in there too, and I need to tag you in there because I found out you were on Instagram today, just to give you some extra props. Next time I see you, I'm gonna get your contact information after the show today. We actually got a shirt for you today. Or we got a shirt for you that I'm gonna give to you probably the next time I see you at Old House of Barbers. I don't know if you're gonna get this first gen shirt that we have here, this beautiful Sage the Mark is wearing now, or if you're going to get we got some second gen shirts that we're trying to roll out here soon. We're just trying to come up with we got a pretty good design plan. We're just trying to come up. I'm also going to be sporting that shirt this weekend at Wrestle Circus. So shout outs to Silky Mel Johnson, one of our routine listeners. We really appreciate you, everybody listening to us. It was an honor, believe me, even though I didn't have a lot of time because I was on a lunch break. Believe me, it was a true honor to meet one of the day ones. All right. So let's get into this week. Shout outs to the boys. Shout outs to Stephen Thatch, Mel Johnson, Silky Mel Johnson. And that's his gimmick, by the way. Extra silky. You rub his elbows, no ash comes off. Silky Mel Johnson in the place to be.
That's our boy, Silky.
he rubs his elbows, and you're like, "Yo, where's the ash at? Let me rub your kneecaps." No ash comes off. Well, let me run my fingers through your hair real fast. No dandruff come out. That's that boy, Silky Mel Johnson. He's extra soft. So let's get into this week. Before we get into this week, how was New York? How was New Jersey? How was Philly?
Oh man, I didn't go to Philly. I didn't have time to go to Philly. But New Jersey, it was beautiful. It was, but there was nothing out there whatsoever. But funny story. So I get off the plane, and I felt like royalty, man. Like I get off the plane. And then they have a chauffeur out there next to my luggage with the little sign that said Sage the Mark there. And I was like, yo, this is pretty dope. Oh, the lady offered to take my stuff. And I was like, no, that's cool. So I took it out down to the limousine. And I put my stuff in the trunk. And you know me, when I go and travel, the first thing I want to do is I want to run, right? I want to get the fresh air in my lungs and just check out the surroundings by going for a jog. So I asked her, so like, what's there to do around here? Like, is it okay? Like, do they have good jogging trails and things like that? The first thing she told me was, yeah, I mean, it's beautiful here and the weather is nice, but you have to watch out for the bears.
Bears?
That's exactly what I said. I was like, you kidding, right? No, we're not kidding. There's bears that are around, so you got to watch out for them because they like to chase people. I'm like, this is Jersey. What are you talking about, bears?
Yeah, it's the middle of the city. Yeah, what are they talking about? It's the middle of the city.
That's what I'm talking about, man. So I was like, yo, okay. So I took a run on my second night there around. I wasn't too far out, but yo, Jersey is crazy. I don't know if you've ever been to Jersey, but you can't make a left turn in Jersey at all. You can't pump your own gas in Jersey. It's illegal to pump your own gas. Like it's like old school. Like you have a tenant that's there that pumps your own gas. So that was insane. So and then on my last night there, I actually took a train with some coworkers out to New York City, man. We only had like 2 hours to take pictures and eat pizza and things like that. But it was beautiful. I got to see NASDAQ, got to see the bull, took some pictures. It's on our Instagram page, IRWP.us. Hit that Instagram and you'll get linked all straight over there, guys. But one piece of advice that I will say to you guys is if you're traveling in a group and you go into a restaurant, make sure, and I kid you not, make sure that you tell them up front before you order to split the bill. Because if you order and you get the check at the end, they will not split the bill, which means that one person is going to have to come up with $100+ to pay for the meal. So, yeah, that was, to me, that was kind of a horror story. But other than that, it's beautiful up there. But yeah, y'all go check it out on our Instagram page. It's Real Wrestling Podcast, or hot link is on our home site, IRWP.us.
That's what I'm saying. Mel Johnson, while you're listening in the live chat, and for those of y'all listening, again, I remind y'all every week, we do this show live every Thursday night on YouTube. Go follow us. Just type in It's Real Wrestling Podcast. Actually, if you type in It's Real Wrestling Podcast on just Google in general, I think it's something like 8 out of the 10 results come up with just us. You click on images, you'll see our beautiful mugs, our mean mugs. But if you go follow us on Instagram, you'll see a picture that we posted earlier today. Sorry, I didn't get a chance, Silky Mel Johnson, to post it last week. I did post the picture that I took with you.
It's because he's lazy. He's lazy. He waits till your boy Stage the Mark gets in to do all the work.
And on to Raw this week. Let's go ahead and get into Raw this week. So I have to confess to the wrestling gods. I have to confess that I thought Raw, it was just tough because I thought, you know what? Let me watch Monday Night Football, and the game was a waste of my time. The Titans Colts or something like that. It was just a waste of my time. But you know what? I dedicated my time this week to Monday Night Football. And I had to put the controller down because I downloaded a new game, Dead by Daylight, which, by the way, Freddy Krueger is, and if you know me, you know I'm a huge just insane Nightmare on Elm Street fan. Freddy Krueger is the next killer that's available. That's a playable killer that's going to be coming out in the next foreseeable few weeks. I had to put the controller down and watch Monday Night Raw. So I went into Raw thinking, all right, Sage, I talked about it on the show last week. The show reunited. I've talked about it for weeks and weeks and weeks before this. I have to set aside that the Shield is coming out to Roman Reigns' theme song. I have to set that aside. So I set it aside. But then I saw him coming out, and Roman Reigns is basically coming out in his normal gear. And I said, all right. But I'm just not, I'm happy. I'm very happy. I'm glad they're back together. And the reaction they're getting is badass. But is there something that I'm missing to where I just can't? The Shield 3 years ago, like when they'd come to the ring, or once their music played, you just knew, oh, you're done. Whoever's in the ring, if it was one person or 100 people, you just knew, man, you are done. I can't wait to see what these guys do. And now when I hear it, I don't have the same nostalgia. What can I do to fix that? I want to feel it. I love those three guys, man. What could I do?
So let me ask you a question. When you think of the Shield, when they first came in, who did you think of as being the man?
When they immediately first came in, I thought that, and Silky Mel Johnson for listening in the chat, I'm going to get to your comment in a minute because I have ROH tickets that I'm going to be going to the ROH, not NXT that night. But I thought Ambrose was the man. He was going to be the I thought when those three debuted after a couple weeks, Ambrose was going to be this is the guy they're going to push. And then I thought it was Roman Reigns. And then after that, I thought it was Seth Rollins for sure, because they actually let him go in the ring. Because they planned, like, the Shield as a unit, just one guy got pushed, then another guy got pushed, then another guy got pushed, and they were all three great, and then the Rollins heel turn happened.
So now, when you look at the Shield coming down, and for the record, Roman Reigns didn't have his normal gear on. He had his Shield riot gear on. But I digress. When you see them now, who do you think is the man?
I'd have to. I still think it's Roman, man. I can't get over that he's Super Roman.
See, that's where the nostalgia is ending with you, is that you can't, because you said at the beginning that you thought when they first came out, Ambrose was the man. So your faith in Ambrose now, being with the Shield reunited, is diminished to the point where all you see is Roman Reigns this, Roman Reigns that. But when I see like this reincarnation of the Shield, like I see Roman taking a slight back seat, and I see more of Ambrose at the forefront, like being more comfortable with the way that he usually was, the reason why we loved him to begin with. And then I see Seth Rollins, stepping up like as the middle person. And I see in my long plays, I see that Ambrose is going to be the one who eventually turns on the Shield, which is really where my nostalgia is coming in. Is, I'm excited about how the Shield is going to break up, not so much what they're going to be doing, which is pretty much nothing at this pay-per-view.
And that's my thing, is I'm positive. If I was a betting man, I'd bet it all. I think I said it last week too. I know I said it to you 2 weeks ago. I could see the Ambrose basically doing what Rollins did the first time, because he can get over heel or face, so it'll definitely put him over as a heel. Man, I think it's going to happen, and then that'll give him some time to feud with Reigns and Rollins. So I just need to get into this. I need to and maybe that's my thing, is I know that it's just temporary, because this isn't going to go on through WrestleMania.
No, I think it'll end by the Royal Rumble. But I mean, yes, this is kind of like a money grab kind of thing, but it is kind of fitting for Survivor Series, right? And they planted the seeds pretty well. Like, I mean, it started all the way back to the pay-per-view right before SummerSlam, and it was just kind of slowly progressing. Like right when Rollins came back with his injury and, trying to make it up to the fans, and then eventually trying to make it up to Rollins and to Ambrose, and then eventually coming together with Roman. Like, they've been planting the seeds for it for quite some time, and I think that they've done it pretty well. But now it's going to be what more does the Shield have to offer going through to the Royal Rumble? And I think that might just be Ambrose. Like, we need to see more Ambrose than anything else, because he's really sinking. Like, they put him on SmackDown. He laid a dud, and he was the champion. They had to bring him back on Raw to save his character, because what else is there for him?
It was getting kind of stale. And that's the thing, is you have to remember, back then, the Shield also had Evolution, the Wyatts, that epic feud. They had the Wyatts. They destroyed The Undertaker. There was so much they could do that was impactful, and so many different areas they could destroy. If the Shield debuted today, they'd destroy the New Day. They'd have a hot feud with the New Day and just end up destroying the New Day. So I've got to do what I can. No, if they debuted today, they'd have a great feud. Yeah, they would be putting them through tables and stuff like that.
Destroy the New Day. You have to remember, the New Day like destroyed 5 people in one night, including actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Shield was in it. It was John Cena, Randy Orton, and the Shield, and the New Day destroyed all 5 of all 5 of them in
What are
one
you
night.
talking about? When?
Bro, that was like 2 or 3 years ago, man. It was on Raw.
Was that the Raw that? Oh,
It
you
was
call
that
them
beat
memory.
down. Yeah,
Was it? You know what? It was when the New Day were heels, and that was the first time they main event ended a Raw, wasn't it?
Yeah, they put the beating on all of them.
Yeah, they did. Okay, that I remember. That I remember. That was the heel New Day. I mean, the New Day can go. We'll get into the New Day when we talk about SmackDown because they weren't on it. Because the New Day and the Usos weren't on SmackDown. As far as I know, I didn't watch SmackDown this week, so I'll get made fun of here in about 10, 15 minutes when we get into our SmackDown review.
You get made fun of right now because they were on and you weren't. So
Were they? Were they on it?
Yeah,
Was there a tag team match or something?
It wasn't a match. It was a backstage segment. It was really funny though. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
All right. I have to say I did miss SmackDown, and I feel like a total schmuck. The cruiserweights are getting They're getting highlighted. The cruiserweights are looking good to me on Raw. I think Enzo gets some clout. I got to give Enzo some kudos for. You can't put the cruiserweight on him individually and say, oh, he's individually responsible. But what you have now is somebody who just put them in the mainstream media. And I thought about this today. He put them in the mainstream wrestling media. The talent is already there. The quality of what you're going to get in the ring is already there. That's not an issue at all. It's just you can have quality in the ring, but you have to have something that puts you over. That's what took Chris Benoit forever to get over. Dude was horrible on the mic, had no charisma, no character, but he was so amazing in the ring that you couldn't deny watching him. But it took him that much longer to be the superstar that he was. So now in the cruiserweight division, you have Enzo there. And this week I loved Raw because they got over. Raw basically said, you know what? It's not the Enzo versus everybody else division of, hey, Enzo, oh, by the way, these other dudes are working with him. They are the heels of the cruiserweight division, and they're going to beat up the faces. So it was a clear divide between who's the heels and who's the faces with what's going on with Enzo. Booking. It was the best they could do, though. They've got to show
no
who's the heel and who the face is, because they've been relying on just quality wrestling.
It was, dude, the storyline makes no sense at all. How do they come from 2 weeks beating the hell out of Enzo to all of a sudden everybody's beating up on Mustafa Ali? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Drew Gulak got destroyed on the mic 2 weeks ago and hasn't had any type of conversation with Enzo Amore since, but yet he's backing his play and fighting Kalisto and Mustafa Ali. No, man, they're trashing what they're doing right now to the cruiserweights is a damn travesty. Aside from Cedric Alexander, and that's the only thing I'm looking forward to, man. Cedric Alexander's Rich Swann versus Brian Kendrick, versus Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher. Like, that's the only good thing that's going on for 205 Live right now. They missing the complete mark, and I get that a lot of it has to do with what happened to Neville, which you and I need to have that conversation because we didn't get that at the conversation last week. But a lot of that has to do with that angle being like taken from them. I get that, but you need to have a backup plan to your backup plan, and you didn't, and as a result, you have lazy booking right now. So you do need to have a backup plan to the backup plan, but they obviously probably didn't, because Neville was a loyal guy. Loyalty. He was a loyal guy. But here's the thing. We're talking about it now, and you know what you're going to watch next week? You're going to watch the explanation, both of us are, on why all those cats helped Enzo Amore. And guess what? You know what we're doing right now? One backstage segment with 2 lines, and that's not, no. It's
Yeah,
trash.
you're probably right. You're probably right.
Trash.
We're gonna get a backstage segment that says, "Hey man, why'd you help Enzo?" Oh, we don't like those other guys. All right, deuces.
Exactly.
So, but
Peace.
the thing is Sage, we're talking about the cruiserweight division. People are talking about the cruiserweight division right now. Enzo's helped put him on the map. They're talking about whether it's lazy booking or not. Look, they had to throw a wrench in what happened because Neville may or may not have walked off. We don't know. We'll find out. I will say if Neville walks off and quits and leaves the WWE, he will be very fine on the independent scene and in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Wherever he goes, he'll probably, in all honesty, he's probably going to end up joining the Bullet Club. Wherever Neville goes, he is going to be perfectly fine with his wrestling style. He's going to make a lot of money. But I'm digging the cruiserweight division. The fans were booing. It gave the fans, if they didn't have it already, a clear idea of, oh, I don't like these guys. They're partnering up with Enzo. Nobody knew. That's the story we hope to get explained. But it didn't have almost the drama, the entertainment factor the cruiserweight didn't. I'm talking about non-in-ring. The guys in-ring can go. Every single guy in the cruiserweight division, maybe not Enzo as much, every single guy in the cruiserweight division can go in the ring. But you didn't have that entertainment thing that really drew you to it. And now you kind of have it. You know what I mean? Now you have all right. There's stories versus just whoever's feuding for the cruiserweight title and a random 6-man every week. There's stories. And I think now that you're getting it, I think I'm not knocking on the cruiserweight division. They started it a year ago. And it takes time for something to take off. It's not going to just take off overnight. Needless to say, I really like. I'm tuning in. I DVR'd. I'm not fast forwarding through it. I love what's going on with the cruiserweight division right now. I think that Enzo is gonna. I'll get into my predictions a little bit later on. I ain't gonna tell you right now. Miz is still on fire on the mic. I'm pretty curious to see where they go. Before we get into the main event, did you the rest of Raw go home show? What'd you think?
It was a strong
outside the main event.
Yeah, it was a strong go home show. Like from top to bottom, the entire cards and segments, for the exception of the 205 Live, was pretty stellar and hot. So kudos to Raw. I honestly think that they actually won this week in terms of engagements and fire and stuff like that. So kudos for them, because I can't remember last time where I could confidently say that they actually won. But I did want to ask you something, Goose.
What?
It's been about 2 or 3 weeks of consistent milk cartons. I was wanting to see if you knew who I was talking about.
Milk carton. Who have we not seen in a few weeks? Goldust, R-Truth?
No.
Nia Jax?
Well, we'll talk about her in a sec, but that's not who I was alluding to.
Milk cartons. Who can we go on these milk cartons?
One of them actually has a match for the pay-per-view, which I'm surprised that you didn't really
Bailey
talk about it before.
Sasha Banks?
No,
I'm lost.
I know you are, man. So we had Bray Wyatt. Been gone for a couple weeks. Everything's been pre-taped.
Oh yeah, he probably taped that shit 6 months ago.
Yeah, we got someone from the Miztourage gone.
Oh, Bo Dallas. Yeah.
We also have a ring announcer that's been gone as well.
Is JoJo gone?
Been gone for a couple of weeks. So our boys at Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, shout outs to them. they was going through the dirt sheets, and apparently some of them or all of them might have contracted some venereal illness.
Oh my God. You're not going to come at me with some dirt
Yeah.
sheet stuff, are you? About there's a
I'm just
rumor
saying,
around somebody
bro.
catching a
Look,
VD.
look. All I'm saying is all three of them have been missing. It is confirmed that at least one of them has a venereal disease.
Wait, all three of who?
I'm just saying.
No. Which three are you talking about that are missing? JoJo and Bo Dallas and Gold Dust and R-Truth and
not R-Truth, bro. Not
So you're including Gold Dust in that?
I know I'm not Gold Dust either, bro. I'm saying the ones that are related. That's what's being told, man. That's what's going on, man. Connection now, bro. You got the connection.
Wait. You're talking about two brothers. Wow, two brothers and a sister.
Look, I ain't the one to gossip, and you didn't hear this from me. But that's the word that's going around. So there's a strong possibility that the match between Bray Wyatt and the Demon King may not happen this weekend.
No, it's confirmed. I don't believe. What are these dirt sheets? These crap sheets you're reading about people catching VDs and not making a show?
I said I don't get into dirt sheets. I just our buddies at Marked Out Wrestling Podcast had made a mention of that today. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention that it is possible, man. So
it's gonna happen. I don't believe that for one bit.
Well, we'll see, man. And if Bray don't show up, that's all I got to say about that, son. But on the reels,
all right.
What they did to the Demon King, making him the Pumpkin King, yeah, I'm not a fan of that, bro.
Oh yeah, he's for sure. The Demon's losing for sure. We'll get into our predictions in a bit. The ending of Raw was amazing. That is the best ending of Raw I've seen. The cage match happened. Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, best ending I've seen by far.
Yeah, the Axeman getting love.
If it happened 10 years ago. No, probably 15 years ago. Kane coming back? Raw went 2 weeks with a debut. No, I'm sorry. 2 out of 3 weeks with a debut of Kalisto. And Kane coming back from under the ring. And I almost feel like they kind of like botched the ending because if you notice, the music went off and then Roman Reigns got up and speared Braun Strowman and then looked at Kane and took a choke slam and a tombstone. And I just looked at it like, oh, this is the fifth person? So it basically told me Kane is taking the pin on Sunday. They needed somebody to take the pin, and they thought, oh, well, let's call up Kane.
I don't know about that. I think it was a troll, to be honest with you. I honestly was hoping, and this is just me marking out, I was hoping that this will be a good time to insert either Neville or Samoa Joe, seeing as though he's been cleared for injury. And I think that many of us in the IWC felt that was, at least Joe was the obvious plant there. I really wish it would have been Neville. It would have, to me, I think they could have built around that. And then maybe I'm still holding out hope that Nia Jax, because Nia Jax took a sabbatical too, man. But they kind of disguising it as she needed time off to de-stress. But there's things going around that she might be unhappy too with the way things are going, just like Neville. But I just think that, man, that makes sense. Like they planted the seeds, of whether they meant to or not, they planted the seeds between Neville and Braun Strowman. So that would have been a nice little change of pace. You get Neville out of the cruiserweights, which is what he wants, right? He doesn't want to be in the cruiserweights anymore. Get him out of there. You get him into something that's a little bit more mainstream. But I digress.
So we got in the chat today, CM Punk or The Miz on the mic? Who's better? I'm going to go with The Miz. That's kind of like our hot topic for the week. Who's better? Is it The Miz or CM Punk? I'm definitely going to The Miz. CM Punk's, he's got to go with, that was a real good question. CM Punk's good, but he's good in severity. I'd say The Miz might be even better than The Rock on the actual mic, with the exception of being like charismatic. So CM Punk or The Miz, hot topic of the week. Sage, who's better on the mic?
Oh man, God, that's a pretty tough one, man. I think I'd have to go with The Miz. Like
Yeah,
I mean, he's got the quick tongue, and with him, it's like you can't tell whether or not he's shooting or if he's working, which makes it dangerous. Like he's that compelling where it might be both or might not be, might all be a work. You never know. He's a company man, but he totes that line really, really, really well. To the point where they don't ever have to worry about cutting his mic. So, yeah, I would definitely have to go with The Miz.
Yeah, same here. Let's get into SmackDown. So fill me in on what happened on SmackDown, because I didn't get a chance to watch it this week. There was some extra busy stuff that came on in old Ben Gooson's life, so he didn't get a chance to watch it this week. I heard, and you could let me know if you're going to chime in on this later, and give me a quick recap because we still got to get into our predictions for the week. Jinder decided to put his big boy pants on and call out a certain somebody. So what happened? Did we get some fashion, please? The fashion, please.
We got some
Pulp Faction.
Yeah,
Pulp Fashion happened?
Pulp Fashion, which was pretty good. You know, it wasn't as good as the rest of them, but it was pretty good. He had a little Pineapple Express references. He definitely had the Pulp Fiction references there. So that was pretty good. I was really glad to see that the Ascension is getting some love, even if it's just in a comedic role. Like
it's good to see those guys on TV.
And I mean, they're getting more screen time than they ever did. So that's a good thing. The opening of Raw was actually really, really good. And I got to say, man, I am loving me some heel Sami Zayn. Like that is Jesus, man. That's the best Sami Zayn ever, man. He's got this sly, I don't care kind of thing going on. And he roasted the hell out of Daniel Bryan, bro. Like
all right,
that
I'll
was
have to check it out.
Yeah, that was probably the worst in meaning like the best roast of Daniel Bryan that I've ever seen. Like he roasted him better than the Miz did on Talking Smack, bro. Like that's how good it was. So that that happened there, and then you had the obvious the Jinder Mahal thing, and to me, I think this is more of a sleight of hand kind of thing. So yes, Jinder Mahal came out and he basically said that there's nobody on the roster, like he's beaten everybody of everybody. Or a kid asked him, you've beaten everybody of everybody on the on SmackDown. So what's going to be your next challenge? And, he said, yeah, you know what, that kid's right. So I come out here and I'm going to challenge Brock Lesnar. Didn't say it was for the title, which is one thing. And then the second thing is that it was at Survivor Series. So there's still a lot of time between now and Survivor Series. So Jinder's got to be busy until then. So WWE's kind of already like planted the seeds of how this storyline is going to go on their social media accounts. So that I'm kind of like a little bit upset. We talked about like leaks and stuff like that on, a few episodes back. And, one of my arguments is a lot of leaks really are coming from the WWE
internally.
Internally, including through their social media accounts and some advertising things that they have going on. Like, I mean, in India right now, they're actually like promoting that Jinder Mahal is a 2-time WWE champion. Yet this is the first time that he's won it, and he doesn't come out until till December until it gets to until they do the India tour. So, like, we already know what's gonna happen. AJ's coming down the ring. AJ says, "Hey, you've beaten everybody, but you haven't beaten me," kind of thing. So AJ's gonna take the strap off of him. He's gonna fight. AJ's gonna fight Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series, and then the SmackDown right after that. Jinder's gonna take the belt right off.
Well, no. So SmackDown doesn't have a pay-per-view between now and Survivor Series, I don't think. Right?
No. He's gonna take the strap off of him before Survivor Series. And
no, they'll go with Jinder versus Brock. And here's my thing: is they'll go with Jinder versus Brock, but there's because they have two titles on two different shows. It doesn't matter. Like, that match is cool to see. Like, man, I want to see what's gonna happen. But if Brock wins, he doesn't win the SmackDown title. If Jinder loses, yeah, he lost to Brock. He's not getting deep pushed. It's something that'll happen at Survivor Series that you'll want to see because it's the champ of each show versus the champ of each show. But nobody's really going to be the loser of the show because there's no title on the line. Because SmackDown is in right now. We talk about the Dark Ages.
I'm telling you, Goose.
They're in the super. No, they're in this. No, here's the thing, Sage. They're in the super Dark Ages because right now we have a month before Survivor Series happens, and then another 2 or 3 weeks before SmackDown's next pay-per-view after that. So they have this super long haul. So they're planting the seeds right now for Jinder to lose to Brock or win against Brock. I don't know. But to fight Brock at Survivor Series. And then after that, AJ Styles is going to fight Jinder after their India tour. Or who cares when the India tour is? I said it last week. You could have Jinder fight and win the title back in India, and he'll get the biggest pop ever. It doesn't matter. But what you would have is AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal after Jinder just lost to Brock. AJ wins the title, holds on to the title till Mania, and the final two in the Royal Rumble is Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura and Roman Reigns. Because everyone's going to think, oh, here's Roman Reigns. He's not going to put over Shinsuke. And Shinsuke eliminates Roman Reigns. So that sets up AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, the WrestleMania main event. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Ben Goose, and I'm going to go ahead and leave y'all with that for the night.
Yeah, you're going to have cake in your face, man, when AJ takes the belt off of him in 2 weeks, man.
Are they fighting in 2 weeks? Are they fighting? Is it official?
Yeah, they're going to fight.
He's fighting one of the Singh brothers next week.
He's fighting one of the Singh brothers next week, and then after he beats him, he's going to get a title shot before Survivor Series. There's no way in hell that you're going to book AJ Styles to lose to Jinder Mahal. Period. Right before Survivor Series, bro.
No. What they're going to extend it. So he's going to fight one Singh brother this week, one Singh brother next week, and then both Singh brothers in a 2-on-1 handicap match the third week.
And the fourth week, you're still without a pay-per-view. He's going to take the strap off of him the week before Survivor Series. Then he's going to fight. AJ Styles is going to fight Brock Lesnar, man. I'm telling you, that's the way they're going to book
it. If AJ Styles was going to fight Brock Lesnar, they're going to book that like a month in advance. They're not going to book it 1 week before the pay-per-view.
Goose,
they're not going to book it 1 or 2 weeks.
We're about to put a wager on this, bro, because you ain't swaying me one way or another, bro.
You're not going to have AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar and book that 1 week before a pay-per-view.
You will have it.
You have because you have to let Paul Heyman talk trash and build up that fight. You got to let Paul Heyman put in work.
When you hear Paul Heyman say it doesn't matter if it's AJ Styles or if it's Jinder Mahal or if it's Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers, Brock Lesnar's going to take them all. No, man. You're going to have
okay. I will say this. It has to happen. That means AJ Styles has to be the champion by the first weekend of November. And I'm saying that because Survivor Series, I think, is November 23rd. So we're about a month away.
I think it's the 14th.
So you need
18th. Or it's the 18th, 19th. It's the 19th. Because the 18th is NXT War Games.
Wait.
Yeah.
The 19th is NXT War Games?
Yeah, because the 23rd is Thanksgiving. 18th and the 19th.
Okay, so we're a month from today, basically. So you're going to need 2 weeks to build that. So maybe if AJ wins next week against some random Singh brother, he's going to get a title shot the next week because you're going to need 2 weeks to build up AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar. Not that
Yeah,
it'd be
Sing one,
pointless to not know.
Sing one on the 24th, Sing two on the 31st, and then on the 7th, he wins the title. He fights Brock Lesnar. He has 1 week promo for the go home show. Fights him on the 19th. Drops the title on the 28th.
So we'll agree. You need 2 weeks because that's the good thing is that since you have 2 weeks to build up the show, it's one show versus the other. So you're going to be able to promote the show on Monday night and Tuesday night. So technically, you're getting 4 shows in 2 weeks to build up the show.
Agreed.
All right. I don't think it's going to happen. But like I said last week, I haven't really been impressed by any of Jinder Mahal's matches. I'm still waiting for that one really, really, really close match he has with a close kick out or whatever, but we'll get into that. Was there anything else on SmackDown that I missed that I got to go back and watch?
Last thing that I kind of want to highlight is Baron Corbin, bro. Like like I said, you didn't give Hell in a Cell any justice at all, and I would have to say that triple threat match for the United States title, that was a pretty solid match where you got to see a little bit more of Baron Corbin, especially with his new intro music, which is fantastic.
I dig. Yeah, it's great.
I absolutely love it. I think it gives him more depth. And then with him having the title and coming out is just completely amazing. This week he came out to the ring and says, do you guys want to see Sin Cara with the open or giving him an opportunity for an open challenge? And he says, nope, the open challenge is closed. So who do you think won the match?
What, Sin Cara versus Baron Corbin?
Yep.
A squash match, easily. I think Baron Corbin probably tore it up and, I don't know, just reversed a springboard something into End of Days. And I would think.
Yeah, I would think that too, but Sin Cara won.
Can we get into the predictions then? I don't know.
Shit, man. Coming back from Jersey with this freaking cough, man. Jesus, man. The trees there are bad, bro. The trees there are bad.
Well, let's get into our predictions. Let's start off with, I'm going to start off with a match that I'm pretty sure we all know the winner of, so we could just kind of move on from it. Asuka versus Emma.
Man. I don't know, man. I mean, my gut says it's going to be Asuka.
Of course.
I'm hoping it's not a squash match, but I feel like they're going to set her up for a squash match. Like the Emma on Raw is not the Emma in NXT, which I think is a damn shame because those two put on a great match, great classic match in NXT. But I'm going to go with Asuka, but I hope they don't go with the shock factor and have Asuka lose, man. I'm worried, man. And this is something we talked about during our great debate. I worry about what they're gonna do to Asuka, man, because I don't know, man. I'm just worried.
She's gonna get the slow build. She'll be fine. I'm not too worried about it. And if Nia Jax decides that she's gonna leave the WWE, you best believe wrestlers Charlotte probably and Asuka are gonna, or not Charlotte, excuse me, Asuka and maybe Sasha Banks or Bayley. They're gonna go over on her on Nia Jax before she leaves. Let's go into another match that I think we know the winner of. Mickie James and Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is going to keep the championship on that one.
I actually have Mickie James taking the strap off. Taking the strap off of her. And I think that she'll end up losing it by Survivor Series, and then that'll be her swan song.
Yeah, it had to bail out. Okay. So let's Jack Gallagher. I think him and Brian Kendrick are on the actual main card fighting Cedric and Rich Swann.
This one's gonna steal the show, bro. This match is gonna steal the show.
It's got potential to.
Yeah, I mean it's like athletically on paper, it's the best match on the card itself. And if they give it at least 15 minutes, man, these guys are gonna just heck, give them 12 minutes, and these guys are just gonna tear down the house because all of them can go, every single one of them. I've got Swann and Cedric Alexander winning this one. I think this will help elevate Alexander to be in the picture for the title.
Yeah, same here. I think that these guys have a lot to give to the ring, and these guys are both super over. Sasha Banks and Alicia Fox, I don't know if that's on the pre-show or not, because it didn't kind of just unfolded over the past week or two. It is on the pre-show. Is that confirmed?
So it's scheduled to be on the pre-show, but again, if the Bray Wyatt thing falls out, like if this match doesn't go on the pre-show, then you know that the Bray Wyatt match isn't going to happen.
Okay, I'll agree to. Oh, okay, I could see that. I'm not going to comment on it because I still don't believe. I don't believe it. I still don't believe it. But Sasha Banks is easily winning this. Alicia Fox is win shit, right?
I don't know, man. I feel like Alicia's gonna win this one, man. Like they ain't got nothing for Sasha. I don't think Sasha even wants to be there. Like, can you take a quick pause real quick, man? Just in the last 3 weeks or so, man, I just been noticing that almost all the women, both on Raw and SmackDown, have just kind of fallen off on their wrestling. Especially the 4 horsewomen. Like the energy and the level is not there at all whatsoever. Charlotte was in a 6-man tag match, and like Lana can't take any bumps at all, like at all. There was noticeably phantom punches and phantom bumps that Lana was taking because she can't be touched, apparently. And I think that, I don't know. And then with Nia Jax leaving, like I feel like the women are very unhappy right now, and it's really showing in their body of work. So, WWE, you guys gotta do something about that and do it quick, because this division is really going down the drains, and we can't wait for the women for NXT to come up and to refresh the brand. So
you're right. It has plateaued a little bit. I'm not concerned with it only because there's so much talent in NXT that could be called up, like Kairi Sane, Tessa Blanchard. Well, not in NXT officially, but there's so many women that were in the Mae Young Classic that could be called up tomorrow morning. So I'm not too concerned with it. But you're right. It has kind of gotten
ready, man. Most of them aren't ready, and they'll be all of them are going to be in the Battle Royal for the 4th spot in the 3-way, the Fatal 4-way for the NXT Women's Championship.
Takeover. Yeah. So I agree. I think Sasha Banks is going to win the match, but I do agree that the women's division has gotten a little bit stagnant. So I do hope to see a little bit more out of it. So should we do predictions? Let's go Enzo Amore and Kalisto. Enzo's definitely getting that title back.
Yeah, Enzo's definitely getting the title back. I really don't care about this match at all. I don't think that either one of them is really deserving of the title. I don't think that either one of them brings anything to the table, to the cruiserweights. If anything, I think they both bring them down. So I really don't care. I think this is spelling the demise of 205 Live.
Sister Abigail versus the Demon gimmick match.
Match is not happening
because of some reports you read about a VD, which I don't believe to this day. But Sister Abigail versus the Demon, if it happens, the Demon's definitely losing.
When was the last time you saw Bo?
What do you mean, both? Both lose? Like count it?
No. When was the last time you saw Bo Dallas on TV?
Well, he's dealing with personal issues. The Miz said the other week.
Yes, personal issues. Yeah. When was the last time that you physically saw Bray Wyatt on TV?
But you wouldn't not be on TV because you got a VD. Just because you're sick.
Bro, that stuff seeps to the skin, my friend. And depending on what you have, I'm just saying, you can put your coworkers. I mean, they are like right next to each other. They do touch each other's body parts and stuff like that, man.
Well,
why would JoJo be missing?
If they do fight them,
why would JoJo be missing?
She's just an announcer. She's not going to spread that to anybody.
But why is she missing?
Because she's really Sister Abigail. She's really the one fighting the demon. Sister Abigail, when it comes to Sister Abigail and Bray Wyatt, or not Sister Abigail, when it comes to JoJo and Bray Wyatt, JoJo's taking the D.
No, she's taking something. I'll tell you that. She's taking something because
as in the demon, meaning Sister Abigail. So if they do fight, the demon Finn Balor is going to lose. Pumpkinhead is going to lose this week because you're not going to have a debuting Sister Abigail lose. That's stupid.
No, if this match goes, I definitely have Bray Wyatt winning this one. To me, one, he needs it. And two, it's like you said, they're debuting Sister Abigail. And I'm just interested to see if the movesets change any.
Yeah, that's my main thing that I'm interested in seeing too. The main event of the match, the main event of the night this week on TLC. I was about to say the Miz Taraj, but it's going to be the Miz, the Bar, Braun Strowman, and recently added Kane versus the Shield. I've got the Shield winning and Kane very, very easily taking the pin.
I don't know, man. I think the easy booking is to have the Shield overcome the odds, but I think that they're going to drag this thing on until Survivor Series. I think this is just kind of planting the seeds until then. And if you're going to make it compelling where the Shield needs to really bulk up and destroy, I think the only way that you can do it is by having that traditional 5-on-5 match. So the Shield has to lose this match so that way they can get hired help to beat the other two, to make the odds even. I think that's what the play is to make the odds even. And, you've got 3, and I'm just speculating. We've got a certain tag team that will be in the area that should have been called up, but wasn't called up, who's not going to win the NXT tag team titles.
No.
Yes, sir. I think that's what they're gonna do, man. I think they're gonna call AOP.
AOP wears the same gear. They wear the same gear.
They wear the same gear, bro. To me, it makes that would be the logical booking, is to drag this on to Survivor Series, and then have AOP come in and help the Shield destroy the Miz Taraj, the Bar, and Kane.
That'd be insane, wouldn't it?
Dude, that would be flipping amazing, man. That would be amazing.
Because they all went, oh yeah.
Yeah, they could surround, literally, man, their entrance could be coming down from the ramps, but from all areas inside the dome. That would be amazing, bro.
Yeah, that would be great. I can't wait till the AOP debuts in the main roster. And it's funny because if you listen to the old shows that are going to be in our archive, you heard me hate on the AOP, calling them green, not ready. And now I could watch these dudes just because they're so brute. Like the tag team division, and this is without, not DIY. Well, yeah, it's without DIY. And what's it called on Raw? The dudes that are injured. This is without so many aspects of... the
revival.
The revival, yeah. This is without so many aspects of the tag division. So, man, the tag division is going to blow up big time. If the best we have right now, or the best thing going is the tag division on SmackDown, the Usos and the New Day, and we still have people coming in, man, we got a lot going on in the Cruiserweight division. I didn't have anything else for this week other than to say it was good to see Sage and Mark back. I trolled y'all, made y'all think he wasn't going to be around this week. You have anything else you want to cover this week?
So did you get that? You had 2 weeks to prepare. You got that drop for the shout outs? Because I know you didn't do shout outs last week.
No, I didn't do shout outs last week. And guess what? I don't have the drop for the shout outs this week.
Man,
because
give me a drop for something, man.
I'll give you a drop. Let me give you a drop for something. I didn't because I had to do a whole show by myself last week and figure out how to use YouTube No, I'm playing. I'm playing.
Hey, look at you. We want the gold, sucker.
Oh, I know y'all heard that.
And now we get into shout outs. Terrible, man.
Oh, that was the worst thing ever. I'll have some drops next week. I meant to get some, but just
you got one job.
No, that was horrible. And shout outs to SeaWorld. I went to SeaWorld last week, and for Howl of Scream, and that's why I don't have drops. Because I was so damn busy last weekend. I went to SeaWorld for Howl of Scream, and it's legit. All these monsters popping out everywhere. Man, yeah, it's legit. If you get a chance, man. Either which way, let's get into these shout outs.
Boom, boom, boom. All right, guys, here we go. This list is going to be a little long, so y'all just bear with me. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to Double H. He is a newly subscribed jobber, and he's one of our youngin' jobbers. So aspiring jobber coming out. We're actually going to be interviewing him in the next couple of weeks here, probably right before Survivor Series. So big shout out to Double H. With that being said, let me get into the other shout outs here. We got Demille 668-16676. We got Jamie at Jagnarok. We got Joe Stephanus at JMaster_Joe. We've got Scam Likely at Endless Nick _. We got Fred Esposito. He's got a book out there, guys. I'm going to get the name of the book, but I am going to be interviewing him in the next couple of weeks or so. His book is on Amazon. I'll give you guys some more details once I get that interview booked and done for you guys. We've got Dave Braun at Dave MMYAY. We've got KJ Swindell at Mr. Swindell _21. We got West Coast Genesis at West Coast Fed. Hopefully not really a Fed, but we got some other issues going on, bro. Then we got Antonio Aurelio at Tone Aurelio. We've got Hunter Blackwell at Swim Hunt Swim. We've got Robbie Blackwell at SoCal Rob B. We've got the True Heart at Cali Boy AB. Alech Aurelio. Seeing a little pattern here. We got Alech Aurelio. We've got Zach Randolph at Zach Randolph 88. We got Suplex Kittay at Suplex Kittay, and Kittay is spelled Kittay. We've got Chris Simpkins at X Gamer Chris 15. We've got Prete Gosha. I don't know what the
best you can do. Best you could do.
Best I could do. We got Dean Ambrose at Dean Ambrose Sucks. I ain't making that up. I'm just saying. We've got Alternative Facts Shy. I ain't gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna do. Okay. We got Dominique Brochard. We got Eric Zarnis. We've got. Not gonna mention that guy because you unfollowed us, so you get none. We need that drop. You get.
Yeah. The Willy Wonka drop. We definitely need the Willy Wonka drop.
Yeah, and then last but not least, special shout out to Corella the B. I'm not gonna say the full name there, but y'all get the gist of it.
Special shout out to Corella the B. She gave us 2 shout outs in the past week and a half, so I definitely appreciate the love there. Sorry to steal the shout out.
Yep. Nah, you're good, man. And then last but not least, I just want to remind you guys that I think it's next week. Let's see here. Let me double check here. Yes. So next week will be our drawing for the last copy of WWE 2K18 for whatever platform. So again, really simple to enter in the contest. Just subscribe to the audio podcast, take a quick snapshot or screenshot that you're subscribed and post it with the hashtag IRWP on any of your social media platforms. Or mention us. Either one works, and that will enter you into a chance to win the drawing there. And if we get more than 350 followers between now and the 26th, we'll go ahead and upgrade that to the deluxe edition.
Yes, sir.
For 2K18. So you guys get the word out about IRWP, so we can give away this deluxe copy, which is Goose's copy. Of 2K18.
Yes, y'all. I also want to give it a shout out to my Chicago Bulls. You pieces of shit. You lost by 16 tonight on opening night of the NBA season for you guys. You have some serious issues. I hope you correct them because I'm a huge, obsessed, diehard fan, and I find ways to watch all of your games. And unfortunately, you disappoint me. So I've got to give shout outs to them. Got to give shout outs to the Cleveland Browns, sort of. You're probably going to end up with the worst record in the league again, and probably draft another quarterback for all I know. And you might be up there with my Miami Dolphins.
Leave my Browns alone, son. We trying. We still got Super Bowl aspirations.
Yeah, it just makes, when your team loses, it just makes the Super Bowl that much better, or the NBA Finals. Either which way, like as we end every week, a lot of negativity out there in the world. Don't end your day on negativity. If you see me next week, I'm going to be, for those of y'all who listen, if you're in Texas or you're just going to Wrestle Circus just outside of Austin, or in South Austin, Circus Mania, if you're going to be going this weekend, hit me up. I should be wearing my IRWP shirt. Hit me up. Just say, hey, Ben Goosen, is that you? Hit me up. I'll be at the Wrestle Circus event. Johnny Mundo will be there. Joey Ryan will be there. Tessa Blanchard's going to be there. I'm going to go try to have a nice conversation with those folks. So if you're in the...
their main champion?
Is what?
Isn't Tessa Blanchard their main champion? She's got the top
women's
title.
division's got a lot going on, and I'll leave it at that.
She's not the women's division, bro. She's the women's division, and she's the top. Her top title is. She owns both belts.
I'm not sure. I'll have to find out. This is my first Wrestle Circus event.
Yeah, she's the woman.
So if you see your boy at Wrestle Circus, say what's up. Let's get some pictures. Get you on Instagram. Get you as a guest on the show. Keep it real. A lot of negativity going on in the earth. Let's keep it real. There's a lot of stuff going on. You just kind of want to keep the peace. A lot of stuff going on. And if you see me in Austin this weekend, go ahead and not only keep it real, holler at your boy. And at the end of this week, like we always end the show, go ahead and keep it real, gangsters. Thank you, everybody, for listening to today's show. Hey, yo, I'm your boy, Ben Goose, and I was with my boy, Sage Mark. Welcome him back today. Hey, we just want to tell you guys, go visit IRWP.us. And, hey, if you want to donate to help us out, go visit IRWP.us and check out our Patreon account. Every little bit helps. Believe me, we thank you guys. And the thoughts and opinions expressed today are that of the host and not of the IRWP. When you get a second, go ahead and hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on our website, irwp.us, at SageMark, at Logan Goosen. Keep it real, gangsters.